All right. TSU United Weekly Call. Before we start, I would like to celebrate anything that has been good that's been happening in any of our lives, or an extension of your family. Something good happened to, I know, Georgia, you're really close to your nephew or anything like that. Anything good going on down the pipeline?
You want me to go?
Sure.
So, I'll start by saying that yesterday was really crappy because I got my blood results back and found out I was deficient in vitamin D, which I was like, what the heck? Who the heck is deficient in vitamin D? And then there was this other thing called alkaline phosphate something.
Alkaline phosphate?
Right. So I guess the levels on that are from 30 to 130 or 37 to 137, and mine was at like 19. So she said, for the vitamin D, I take supplements, but for that other thing, I have to contact my primary care physician. So I'm like, oh crap, that's what I'm having problems doing. So I started Googling that alkaline thing, which was a big mistake because I ended up diagnosing myself with liver cancer. So, yesterday was just terrible day. But then I went to Sophia's dance, and I was talking to one of the dance moms, and I cannot believe this, but for a whole year, I've had a doctor under my nose that I didn't even realize it, because the mom I was talking to that I've known for a year
He's a doctor.
is a doctor. So I was talking to her, and I was, telling her about what's been going on and how I'm so stressed out because I can't find a doctor, blah, blah, blah. She's like, Georgia, you do realize I'm a doctor and I'm accepting new patients. I'm like, how did I not know this? And she's like, I've told you, when we first met, it probably just went over my head and totally forgot about it. Just, thought of her as a dance mom, and that was it. Cause I don't really remember us talking about, her being a doctor much, but, so she told me to call her office, and, I ended up getting an appointment tomorrow at 11:30. So
Sweet.
We'll get it under control, whatever. I need to stop Googling it because it's freaking me out. So, whatever it is, I don't know if she's going to end up giving me a test or what.
It could be as simple as looking into the boost, the Shakeology boost, the greens. I guarantee you, if you were to add a scoop of that, that would help with your alkaline levels. So something to think about before you start popping a bunch of vitamins, because remember that nasty picture of the x-ray where everything gets stuck right here? That's why. And I have to think, the warfarin's like the consistency of a sweet tart to me. So, and I've never had any stomach issues, so that tells me that it's digesting fairly well. And obviously my blood levels are within normal limits, so I'm absorbing it. If it were getting stuck, my blood levels would be able to tell that. But something to think about, because those boosts are actually, they were created for those specific reasons when people start getting uneven in their levels. So, and there's several of them, but I think the green boost would serve you best in your alkaline levels, because you get most of your alkaline phosphates from green stuff, veggies. The whole vitamin D thing, if you're indoors more than you are, that's it right there. You're not getting the sun. So
yeah, and that one wasn't even that low. It was just like a little bit low, but that alkaline thing was like way low. So that's why I was just like started freaking out. And yesterday was just not a good day.
Well, I was like, come on, where's the good? And bam.
I know. Until last night. So
that's good.
This whole time there's a doctor right under my nose, and
that's funny. I love it. All right, Tiff, you have anything you want to celebrate?
Nothing really. My one client that did the free BOD, she's been doing really good.
Good.
I mean, I'm really happy because she won the free challenge. So I gave her a sample of Shakeology and she loved it. And she was like, I wish I can afford it. And I kind of like broke it down for her of like, well, you know, maybe you can save up for it. It's like $4 and some change a day that you have to save up to be able to afford it for 1 month. And she's like, oh, that's a good way to think about it. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
And so she's like started to think about it that way and wants to save up because she loved it. She
Nice.
loved it. Yeah. So,
Good.
I mean, that was only good. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right. And Diana's on. Hey, Dee.
Hey,
I'm like, you are frozen. Or are you just, did you just leave your picture up there?
I don't know.
That's so weird. You're like frozen, but I can hear you talking.
Am I frozen now?
Yeah, now you're good. So do you have anything that you would like to celebrate? It doesn't have to be business related. It can be life, anything, for your job, anything, friends, good things going on in people's lives.
Well, this girl that joined like my free groups last month, she messaged me this morning, and I've had a horrible night, and morning was kind of crazy, but just you know when your clients message you with their non-skill victories, it just kind of brings a smile to your face and warms your heart, and just just reassures you that everything is all worth it. And it was a great reminder for me today, because she has PCOS, and so she struggles with weight a lot. And since starting last month doing my free groups, she signed up for BOD. She's planning on, hopefully when she gets some money together, to purchase like the whole shebang. And hopefully the Shakeology will help her with her PCOS, and hopefully she can get her weight more managed and feel better and stuff. So I'm supposed to talk to her like on the phone later today, if it works out. So we'll get where she wants to be, but she sounds like she's really motivated, and she's sharing a lot in my free group right now. So it's really kind of, she's totally coach material, and she's just being a light to a lot of other women who are struggling right now. So she's been a blessing, I don't know, I think, in just that aspect of my business.
Good. Great share. All right. Well, I know some of you weren't able to watch the call or be on the call last night, let alone watch it yet. But make sure you watch it, because I'll share with you the good with me. Here I was the past 2 days, like literally acting like a 3-year-old. I was only working from my phone. I was staying away from my office except for my share. Literally, my computer didn't come on for 2 days. I was doing my 25 ads and all my follow-ups daily from my phone. And I was almost like I was throwing a fit, but I was just like, ugh, how did I go from, hitting Success Club, having 2 successful months in a row, to being, 6 points, basically 3 lives from earning a diamond bonus. And I can't even get that. So last night I shared in the Genesis group how freaking frustrated I am, and how I'm just like, is it always going to be like this? Is it always going to be down and then up and down and up? And they're all like shaking their heads. And I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I feel like I'm 3 years old and I'm crossing my arms and stomping my feet. And Kevin was like, good. And I was like, okay. I kind of was expecting to be like, you need to suck it up and get out of it. And he's like, good. That's how it's going to be. And what triggered my share last night was Milan was going through talking about the journey of being a coach and being with a business and how we change lives and the community that we connect, the connective tissue that, you know, has kept coaches that aren't even like 5-star coaches in the game for 6 years plus. You know, why are they still there? It's not to retire. It's not to do that solely. They just like the connective tissue. They like being a part of something. And she started going off about like making these lists. And right away, I'm like, mother trucker. Like, I don't want to freaking define why I feel this way right now. Like, again, you know, that's how I felt. So she just started saying, okay, make this list of 20 things that you want. And then in the next column, all of them are going to have a yeah, but. And then another list of 20 assets that I have. Like for you, Georgia, your dance mom friend, she's an asset now that you don't even know about. So she was saying use 20 assets that you didn't realize you had. Then 50 things that I haven't even considered doing. 20. It's the FedEx trucks. I don't know what it is. 20 things I love. 20 to 50 things I have learned and understand about my life up until this point from the day of birth. And then everything that I think is wrong with me. Like that list can go on forever. And as she's saying this, I've started to get like really like, I'm just going to turn this off because what do you think I've been doing for the past 2 days? I'm not sitting here doing nothing. I've been soul searching like a mother, you know, like, why am I feeling this way? All the research leads back to when you are at a crossroads in your life, you're moving through stuff. This is where clarity starts to come in, but at first it doesn't come in as clarity. It comes in as a complete storm. And I was like, so I'm doing the Downing University right now. There's so much PD going on in there. Like he shared with us on Sunday, one of his moments of clarity, and it was being at a house when the man that molested him before he was 6 years old lived next door, and he stepped outside and the man was outside, and Chris knew that that was a gap for him to get clarity in his life. And he went over and he talked to him and he let him know that he knew what he did to him. And the guy, of course, he said his eyes were bouncing around. He goes, I deal with people all the time. When your eyes bounce around, you're not secure. You know you screwed up. And he's like, he knew he screwed around, but I had to get that clarity in that moment in order to keep growing and moving on. So this morning, last night, I contacted the University of Phoenix. They called me today because for some reason in my mind, I think I have to have this college degree. I don't know where it's coming from. And I probably had one of the best human beings other than you ladies, because you guys are my saving grace for all my crazy ideas. But I had this guy on the other end of the phone not trying to talk me into going to school. He listened to me and he's like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you've already got it figured out. You already have this great idea, this great business plan. You don't need a degree. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and the business plan that I'm talking about is not just this. This is always going to be a part because this was my vehicle, but coaching as far as like overall sports coaching, like I want to have a coaching school. I want to teach people how to coach the person and not just the athlete. You know what I mean? Like to see that person as an adult and still be a part of their life. So as I'm telling him this, and I tell him the name, and I tell him I've already started the business plan, and he's like, you don't need to go to school. And I was just like, so it's like, bam, that poop storm hit me, you know, and here I am like who am I? Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. What do I want to be when I grow up? And then I say that thing on the call last night, and then this morning, clarity came right through. So I know you guys have felt this way more than once. And I'm going to be real with you. You are going to feel this way more than once. But I don't know. I don't think I hit it very well. I'm pretty sure you guys probably felt it. Like, you probably could pick up on a sense of I was like mentally somewhere else. Basically just doing what I needed to do. So now you guys kind of know the storm that I've been in, which leads me to the main reason of our call today. I know it's something that's hard for you guys to do every day, but first of all, to show of hands, how many of you guys make a point to have a relationship with God every day? You talk to him. Diana, I can't see you. You're frozen. But you pray about something. Number one, I could not have gotten through this. But number two, there's also the personal development aspect. So, Tiffany, I'm going to unmute you first. And I want to know, I don't care what it is, whether it's coming through to you through the radio station, whether you're watching something on Netflix, whether you're reading just a column somewhere, I don't know. But what kind of personal development is working for you right now in your life? Go.
So for me, probably, watching YouTube or listening to whatever I can, just because sometimes I feel like I just don't have time to sit there and look at a book and put my face in it while Lucas is over there climbing who knows what every day, because this kid just, he's something else. But so for me, listening to it helps me a lot better. And I know I don't comment on the posts that you post every day, but like listening to those things have been helping me, just because they're short clips and I can listen to them and it doesn't take like 20 minutes of my time. I can watch like 2 or 3 of them a day and spread them out so that I can, there goes Lucas, get them in. But yeah, so that's what's been helping me.
Okay, so the things that I've been putting in the team page are helping you. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I literally, I go through those and I do them myself. And I kind of have a time limit on them, because if I don't have time to get that in, I know you guys don't have time. You know what I mean? So I really try to like get straight to the point with it. So good to know. Good to know. All right, I'm going to mute you now and I'm going to move on to Georgia. Go.
So when I got I Am a Badass book, I made a point to wake up 15 minutes early every day, because 6 o'clock is when I start breakfast and, get things going for school. So I made a point to wake up at 5:45 to read the book, and it was working out. And I really liked, because I had that quiet time, to myself to focus on the book. I like being able to have something that I can touch and highlight and, refer back to. That was good. And then you started posting the Brendan videos. So then I started getting a little sidetracked and using that 15 minutes to watch those videos. And I'm like, there's got to be a way I can do both. And I still haven't been able to do both. Either I'll be able to read my book in that 15 minutes or I watch the video. And then, like, if I read my book in that 15 minutes in the morning, I try to go back later in the day to watch the video, and that's kind of hard. But I try to listen to it, like if I'm taking someone to dance or school or sports or whatever. But that's hard too, because my kids are talking and I can, even though I have my headphones on, it's still, you can hear all that chaos in the background. I need it to be completely quiet. I'm not good with any kind of chaos. I cannot function. I need it to be quiet, and then I can focus. So getting up early and being able to do that helped. But like I said, I like the Brendan videos. I love those, and I like my book too. So
okay,
if I can just find the quiet to do it.
That's my question to you then. Do you want to be able to do both?
I do. I'm trying to find the balance.
So
I've been so unbalanced lately with everything.
One thing that
I'm
has helped me stay grounded with all the PD, because like I said, in that Downing University, I mean, we're reading Grit. And I know I was already reading it before, but I've already finished Good Leaders Ask Great Questions, and then I started the No Excuses, because I try to keep my foot in the door learning on leadership, as well as something personally that's going to help me. So I too was at your crossroad about 2 weeks ago, and I finally I've heard it a million times. People have said, don't watch TV before you go to bed. They're just like, don't do it. And if you do watch TV, make sure it's something uplifting. Like if I do watch TV, it's like Fixer Upper, or the one show where they go to the island where they buy the house. I'm like, that's so motivating, like it teaches me to be creative in my head. So honestly, what I've been doing is I have my morning PD, but at least 10 minutes before I call it a day, I lay down in my bed with my book and I read it for 10 minutes. And there have been times where I've read myself to sleep. But either way, I'm still putting in those good things that are going to keep my mind turning throughout the night, so I wake up a little bit more clear. So
I need to try that. Yeah, you're going to laugh, but at night when Daryl's gone, I have to have the TV on or I get scared.
I'll have the TV on too for background noise.
Chicken.
Yeah, no.
But it's HD. Yeah. It's HGTV always HGTV.
That's the same way with us. When Dee's home, it's the baseball channel. Same way. I'm not kidding you. I'm the same way. I've been that way since I was a kid. So I totally get it. So what I'll do is I'll just turn it down to like 5, not 2.
Yeah, I'll try.
And then I just start reading. So, and if you can't do 10 minutes, try 5. Just try 5 minutes.
Right.
And you might find that you're like flipping through and you see that you're like 3 pages from a new chapter and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get this chapter done before tomorrow. So that might be a way for you to get through it.
So then read a different book in the morning and then a different one, or like do the Brendan one in the morning and then read my badass book at night, or something. Okay.
Yeah, or whatever works. You can flip flop them, whatever you want to do. If you want to go back to that feeling of reading your 15 minutes and having your coffee in the morning, then go back to that and then finish the Brendan. But, like you, I've done the whole trial and error, and I find it a lot easier just to read at night because the kids come in. If I haven't tucked them in, like V usually tucks them in when he's home. So they'll come in and tell me good night. But when he's gone, I'll tuck him in, But it kind of leaves that door open for them where they're like, oh, not that they want to interrupt me, but they see that mama doesn't have her earplugs in. So they know like I'm 100% approachable, and then sometimes they'll have a book and they're like, can I read with you, Mom, for like 5 minutes? I'm like, sure. So I kind of see it as quality time spent with them, improving their reading skills, and, that kid time with them. And pretty soon, your kids are going to want to read every night with you. And it's a pretty cool thing that starts to happen,
Mm-hmm.
So just try it and don't force it. You'll know like that when it works. You may be somebody who can only read 7 minutes at night, and that's all, But I think that's a really good way to get, because if you want it, figure out a way to get it in your life, just like you did your workout. You figured out a way to make it work. So,
okay. I'll try it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, let's go to Diana. I can't unmute her. That is weird. There you are.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. I've been doing a lot of the Brendan Bouchard YouTube videos, and I've been picking the ones that are longer and just kind of making time throughout the day with, like, when I'm in the car or when I go to the gym, I kind of plug into that. But here lately with the girls, it's pretty much impossible to get anything done in the morning and at night. It's impossible. It's like pointless to even try. So I'm at the point where I just have to fit it in where I can throughout the day.
Do you find that you are more productive when you're actually at your office at work? Like, not just
Yeah, I am.
We agree then, because I have noticed when I'm opening the Y, I am more productive in my business than I am on a day that I don't. It's really weird. Do you feel like you kind of have like this window of opportunity and you got to get it done because you know once you clock out, like, you got to go here? Sweet.
Yeah, I actually wish I was coming here and working on my business instead of doing this other BS crap.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Like just free of thinking about what's going on in my house.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to know. That's really, I thought I was just like being hyper like active and going into my functioning chaos mode, but it's good to know that, you know, you're feeling that too.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Well, cool. Yeah, don't ever, the thing, I love all this. I wrote all this down. Like, every single one of you all have 3 different ways of getting your PD in. So like, this video right here is proof to anyone who says they can't, that they can. Because you're making time for it. Like, whether, I know for me, when I first started, it was plugging in while I was cleaning the house, because I was at, the other day I made that post about don't let the laundry rule your day. I used to be that person. And I finally just had to start spreading things out instead of trying to get everything done in one day. I had to make a day where, okay, I would clean the boys' bathroom, but I used to be the mom that would clean all 3 bathrooms in one day, plus do floors, and then you're worthless. By the time you sit down and do your business, I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like doing my business. I feel like just vegging out, so I had to start really breaking things up. And I kind of had this epiphany, and Diana, you might find this quality to you, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to really push my business on Mondays. I think I'm going to push it on the days that I'm opening the gym, because I feel more proficient, more, I don't know what's the word, but I'm like, I could really bust out a lot of stuff in those 4 days and then spend Saturday following up, Sunday building, and Monday just making it like a clerical day, not so much reaching out and all this jazz, like a catch-up day. Like Sunday was awesome. Sunday, I came home, I read the book of Galatians. We talked about in church freedom from religion. It was such a great sermon. And I was just on fire. And Galatians was like literally like, I don't know, 5 chapters. So it's like 2.5 pages maybe. I read that. I read more PD. And then it came time for middle school and high school group at 6 o'clock. And Daniel grabbed his keys and I was putting on my jacket. And he's like, are you taking Ev? And I was like, I was going to. And he's like, well, I'm going to take DJ to go get ice cream. I'll just drop Evan off. And I was like, sweet. Because I was planning on just taking Mars to Starbucks and taking the 2 hours that he's in group and just getting the week set up and getting caught up on calls. And he's like, okay. And it was like, ready, set, go. But I didn't feel stressed. That was the cool thing about it. So stress is always going to be there. But I think we have to start as a soul. I think if we each start working on our own stress, it's going to help with our entire team environment. Because I know there's a thread that I'm in right now. I don't know who else. Diana, you're in it too with Marissa, right? Yes, no? That team thread where she's talking about the environment of a team. And I'm just like, I haven't even chimed in yet because I don't really know what to say. I think a lot of it is a ramification of people coming and going because our group got so big. Maybe I should suggest to Marissa that we have pod teams, like in the big team. I don't know. I'll have to talk to her about it. But I think if we stay focused on what's working for us in our personal development, that's going to take care of a lot of the crap in our life right now. I know we're all dealing with personal stuff. But here's the truth. We always are going to be dealing with personal stuff. It's never going to go away much as we want it to. And you have to kind of consider that as your pulse, your living. And it could be worse. You could be dead. So I'm going to go ahead and open up everybody. We have 4 minutes left. If anybody has anything they want to add, now is your time to do so. Or any feedback, constructive criticism, I don't care. Like, we can conclude it with that. Everybody's good?
Something that I had to do for myself, for my own sanity, is I turned off like all my ads completely. I turned them all off. So I could focus on this group that I have right now and go back and focus on people who I've messaged and talked to and just simply just totally just tune into those people and like really make a connection with them and just only focus on the people like in my group and not even care whatsoever about my ads right now, because I know I can turn those on again whenever, but it was getting ridiculously like overwhelming for me, and I knew that I had to do something, and so that's what I put on the back burner for myself and just for my business, and I think I made the right decision in doing that.
I don't think you put it on the back burner. I think you just moved it to the side for now.
Yeah.
I think you're fine. Don't worry about it. Live in the now, live in the moment, be mindful of where you're at, and grab it. Honestly.
Okay.
I think you're doing great. Anybody else?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to look into... I'm probably going to contact Mike and Colby Miller and see if they need any help with feeding Northern Arizona's kids. And maybe that will be our volunteer work that we can do as a team. Maybe Raina can even head something up in Winslow that would target towards feeding Northern Arizona's kids. I don't know. But I'm going to pick Colby's mind and see what she can come up with and see how we can have more of an impact as a team. And especially during the holidays. But hopefully it'll help us start to work through some of our own issues and just really focus on the bigger picture. So, but other than that, I will conclude this so we don't get cut off. And as soon as it's recorded, I'll have it loaded in the team. But thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate your time. And great job on your personal development. I'm very, very proud of you guys. You did good. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.